Hello, Holistic Chamber of Commerce family. Welcome to today's Member Spotlight, where I'm having a conversation with Chelsa Bruno. She's going to be talking about how frequency can help your body heal. Now, a little bit about Chelsa. Her mission is to inspire thousands of people across the world to live a life of balance and happiness through the energy enhancement system. And you're probably like, huh, what's that? Stick with us. She's going to fill us in. The energy enhancement system gives us the ultimate fuel for our bodies, improving circulation, oxygenation, and increasing cellular energy. At this level, the body can rejuvenate and restore its health and balance. Welcome, Chelsa.
Thanks so much, Laura. I'm really excited to be here.
So tell us how you got started in the healing arts field.
Sure. So back in my early 30s, I actually was very sick. I ended up getting an autoimmune issue that directly affected my digestive system. So at that point, I really made a lot of changes in my life. I was able to get off of my medications by watching my diet, by using essential oils, by getting rid of the chemical cleaners in my home. So I really started looking at every aspect of my life and how can I be more natural. So even doing, weekly meditations, going to a yoga class, doing things for my mental, spiritual, physical body, right? So that's when actually in 2020, I was introduced to the energy enhancement system. So that's the pretty screens that are behind me this way. Yeah. So funny. And with that, I decided to jump on board with it. Actually, personally, I had this system in my home. So what it is, kind of what you said, Laura, it's the energy enhancement system. And for me, it was the next step in my healing journey because I already had mastered, what I was putting on my body, in my body, my environment. But I was looking for another way to really help support my internal cells, the cells you can't see, right? Like your DNA level kind of cellular change. And that's where the scalar frequency comes from. So these machines actually emit frequency. When I had it in my home, I had 12 screens. Now our facility in Boca, we have 24 screens. So you want to imagine these, I'm going to keep going the wrong way. There we go. So it's 12 screens it's 6 screens in all 4 corners, which equals to 24 screens. So what they're doing is these screens are actually communicating with each other and they're emitting a scalar frequency. Scalar frequency you want to think of as a very high vibrational frequency that gets absorbed through your skin. Then it goes into every cell in your body and it energizes your cells, which at that point, it puts your body into a repair mode. So how can it function the best, right? So that's one big aspect of it. The second is obviously you can see the really bright colors here. So there's also it emits photonic fusion. So that's like a light therapy on top of it. These screens actually are not static. If I had a video of it, you would see that the screens are constantly changing and moving, and they all communicate together, creating this entire field of high frequency, high energy. So that's kind of like the basis of our center is around this energy frequency. When people come in, they literally are in these beautiful, cozy recliners. It's very dim lit. So you just relax, close your eyes, go into a meditative state. And we have really high frequency music playing. We offer essential oils, Kangen water. We really create this environment that your body can be so relaxed that it'll accept that frequency and again, go into that repair mode because our bodies are meant to heal itself, right?
Well, right, with the proper support. And
Exactly.
so much damage is done at the cellular level that, like you said, you can change your diet, you can change your lifestyle, but that also often doesn't get to that cellular repair. So I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, oh, this is like something out of Star Trek. So you don't have to go in there with like goggles or anything, surrounded by,
Oh my gosh, you are so funny.
all these blinking lights. Wah, wah.
Yeah, right. But let me tell you, it's so funny because another big part of it, besides helping to regenerate our cells and give it energy it needs, another really cool thing, because that our environment plays a big role in our lives, is that it actually blocks out all the 5G, the radiation, the big cell towers that are everywhere, especially in Florida. You go down, this Power Line Road. What do you think that is, guys? It's whole huge power lines. So it actually negates out a 2 mile radius. It gets rid of all that negative frequency. So it's kind of that two-part. It's sending out healing frequency to your body, but it's also keeping away and negating out all the negative frequency that you're constantly bombarded with on a day-to-day basis.
How did you find this contraption?
I know.
It's probably not a contraption, but like,
I know.
how
It
did
is
you come
something
across
very
this?
different. Back in 2020, this is a really crazy story. Back in 2020, I was in New York and my left leg literally just blew up. It became swollen, almost like a cellulitis, I guess. But it was right at the beginning of the pandemic, and I'm like, I'm not going to the doctor. I'm not going to I'm just not doing it because we didn't know what was going on then, right? So I was like, all right, let me try to do all my natural remedies. Let me do my baths and my oils and all this stuff. And it was progressively it was like staying the same, but it really wasn't getting better. So my friend, I kid you not, came over with these medallions. This is called a medallion. It's basically a crystal that's been enhanced with the frequency of the system. So it holds the scalar frequency, the photonic fusion in the crystal. And we actually wrapped my leg with 2 crystals. And Laura, I kid you not, within like 5 minutes, I just saw the swelling just and go down in my leg. And I'm like, listen, I like all sorts of weird things, but this is like really weird, really out there. So after that, I learned more about the system. Like, what is actually in this, medallion? What is it? Where did it come from? And I would say that was in April, May, June, July, August. 4 months later, I had the system in my house.
Wow. So it looks like though someone actually has to go to your physical location to be in front of the screens, but you have this medallion thing. Is that something that can be a bit of a substitute? Or, I mean, maybe it doesn't work like as quickly. I don't know.
Yeah, I would say the medallion's more for like the protection part. Did help with the inflammation in my leg, go figure, right? So it definitely helps with like the calming ability, the swelling. It does create like a 5-foot field around you to block all the radiation and the 5G and microwave waves, all those waves. It actually puts like a barrier around you, like a 5-foot barrier. So it definitely is something that we all wear because I travel a lot. I'm on a plane a lot. That's super toxic, right? So for protection, absolutely. But if you want the full like healing experience, definitely come in person. We're in Boca Raton, Florida. And I mean, it's literally the most zen, calming place. I would say the most common response people have is they actually walk out of that and you could tell they have like this glazed look over their face. Like they're so zen and calm and they're like, oh, I just feel so much better. So definitely the stress relief, the sleeping better, anxiety relief, things like that. Obviously, it helps with pain, inflammation. For myself, it totally changed that whole autoimmune up and down with my health, totally stabilized it. I haven't been on any medication for my autoimmune issue in the last, since I've had it. So the last 3 years, nothing. So it definitely totally helped to regulate my digestive system from a cellular level. So that's what you're thinking. You're thinking healing from the cellular level. We've had people, come in and tell us that their vision has improved, their hearing has improved. If you went to our website, which I know you'll get into at the end, we have like a whole testimonial page of just people's experience of coming in the system and just sitting in it for a couple of hours, once, twice a week, depending on what their needs are. And it's been changing people's lives, which that's my mission, is I want people to live healthier, live better, longer, healthier. I don't want them to struggle like I struggled in my early 30s. I was really sick. I almost died then. So I always say it's easier to stay healthy than to constantly be getting over being sick. So just stay healthier, stay at that homeostasis level. And it's just such a better place to be in.
Yeah, absolutely. Someone who's viewing, Jill typed in LifeWave patches. I don't know if that's
so I think those are patches that people wear that I think it also has a scalar frequency, but this is different because this is like huge machines that are emitting like the strongest frequency possible. I mean, when you walk into the room, I tell people all the time, I'm like, close your eyes and just put your hands out. And you can physically feel either your hands start moving, it might feel heat, you might feel tingling. Like it's tangible. This frequency is literally tangible. So it's just the most incredible. When it talk about frequency therapy, this is the way to go.
I like the concept because you're talking about, healing at the cellular level. And to me, that's really getting down to the root cause of things. I think we are taught to scrap at the symptoms, and we do that a lot because we just don't really know. It's kind of like, I want anything to help. But what we're experiencing, like the inflammation and the swelling and the autoimmune, we're not treating the autoimmune, we're treating the root cause of what's creating, the autoimmune disorder. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, exactly. Because I think, like you said, most people, they just try to get rid of inflammation. They feel like, oh, well, my digestive system's inflamed. What can I do for the inflammation? But what's a step before that? Why are you inflamed? What's causing the inflammation? If we backtrack to the beginning, like how do we overcome that and really help the body function the way that we were meant to function? None of us are supposed to be sick, right? Like we're meant to be just healthy.
Right. And the body is supposed to heal itself. But
Absolutely.
with all of the environmental disruptors from, 5G and radio frequencies to the stuff that's in our food, the processed stuff, the GMOs, all of those things, it really prohibits our body's ability to, heal itself.
Exactly. And that's why, like, at our center, we really try to encompass everything for people. We have that high quality water. We actually have a reverse osmosis machine and a Kangen machine. And then that water is actually charged in the system. So it actually holds a frequency. So you're drinking high frequency water. That's the cleanest water out there. We've tested along all different bottled waters and types of water. Our water literally bypasses all of that. And you can actually buy our water at like in gallon jugs. People love it. The air. We have a BioOx air purifying machine that actually adds like microbiome into the air and oxygenates the air. So not only is it sterile and clean, but you're actually breathing in more oxygen, which again is going to help the body heal. Then we're blocking out all the radiation. We're giving you the good, healthy frequency. And then essential oils is fantastic because, again, if they all have frequency and that helps the body, we offer either lavender, frankincense, or peppermint oil, depending on what the person would like to use. And we do it through aromatherapy where they put a drop on their hand, they cup their nose, they breathe that in. So again, it helps the body calm and get into that relaxed state because just like if someone was sick and you like to sleep a lot, right? We want to get our body into that delta, that theta state where we're really relaxed, really calm, because then your body can absorb that frequency and use it a lot better than if we were like stressed out, and moving and thinking and writing and no cell phones are allowed in the room. Like we want literally people to just disconnect and just go within in order to help their body facilitate their healing.
If someone is watching this and they're like, oh my gosh, I so need that, but they live like on the other side of the country, do you have like referral relationships with people that you could, like if they reached out to you as an HCC member, you could kind of help them find a place?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I believe there's over like 200 centers now that have the energy enhancement system. So if they went to Unified Healing .com, I believe it is, you can see like because I'm part of the Unified Healing Network. It's basically an initiative to get these centers up and running around the world. But it's unified. It's UNIFYD. Unified Healing.
Oh, geez, I'm glad you said that. UNFYD.
Yes, Unified Healing. And then you could just find a center that way as well.
Okay, I'm going to put that in the chat so they can find if they're not local, to Boca or to South Florida. UNFYD.
UNIFYD. So it's unified, yes, healing.com.
Okay. You can let me know if I spelled that incorrectly. It's
a
weird way to spell it.
The chat, but there we go. Now I can see it. UN. Wait, I think it is. Instead of unite, we'll figure it out. I think there's an I. I think you're missing an I in it. UNIFYD.
Well, if I'm sure somebody can do a Google search and find it.
So you'll find it.
Yeah, we'll just go with that. People just
do
a Google search. It's like, oh, we digress. So I have a question. Let's say someone thinks this could help them, is it something that they have to do like a certain amount of time? Like, do you recommend like a series of 6 sessions or 8, or how does that work?
So we usually recommend, depending on what their health goals are, if they tend to be healthy, they're just coming for a recharge. Kind of how you like plug in your cell phone to recharge. Think of this as just plugging in every cell in your body to recharge. Because, like you mentioned, our epigenetics, meaning the air we breathe, the food we eat, like everything surrounding us, the electromagnetic stuff, we're constantly being bombarded with this. So you want to replenish your cells, whether it's on a weekly basis or every 2 weeks, come in for 2 hours. But that's like more of a maintenance. If you have something going on, typically people will come for 2 hours twice a week. And then once they feel like whatever that issue is that they had gets resolved, then they'll go to maybe a once a week or once every 2 week basis.
Is it something that you recommend, like continued, kind of like this is part of my lifestyle now?
That's what I do. And to be honest, the people that are really looking to just stay healthy, stay within that homeostasis level, that's kind of their commitment. So kind of people go to the gym, right? So you come in and you get your energy healing on once a week for a couple hours or once every 2 weeks.
It sounds like meditation. I mean, if you
Yes,
want to have a meditation practice, you might as well do it in a room that's supporting your
oh,
body itself.
absolutely. Your highest, it's literally your highest self. It's like a direct portal to your highest self.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, anyone that meditates in that room, right away, they're like, this is just like next level meditation. They're connected right away. They're in a deeper meditation. They feel like they get more guidance at that time. People will come out and be like, I need a piece of paper. I have to write down some stuff, some messages I came up with by being in the room and in a meditative state.
Nice. Thank you, Shelley. She spelled it for us. UNIF.
Thank you.
That's
I'm
why I
like,
did.
this is
Thanks,
something high.
Shelley. Because we're like, wait, what? Struggling with that. That's funny. Anything else that you want to share about this process?
Well, I also want to let you guys know that, so besides obviously the energy healing that we have, we recently, I would say the last 2 months, we just opened an IV lounge, which is right next door. It's the same building, but it's literally the suite next door. So this energy enhancement system is in suite 204. And in 202, we opened up an IV fluids lounge where you can come and just get all your vitamins and minerals through IV. So that's great for people that want like an instant pick me up, whether they're looking for maybe a Myers cocktail, they're looking for high dose vitamin C. So think of just like all your nutrients that you can get in an IV and basically feel different like right away. It's pretty amazing.
If someone wants to reach out to you, get some more information, or check out your facility, where should they go?
I would say the easiest ways to find us is our website. It's theenergyroom.org. So it's .org. And on it, you'll see our phone numbers there, our address. We are literally 2 blocks west of US 1 in Boca. We're on West Palmetto Park Road. Afterwards, a lot of people like to just drive 2 minutes to the beach. So that's fun after, being in this meditative state, is to get your feet in the ocean. And then, yes, you could just call. Actually, it's a family-owned, family-run business. So I do this with my brother, Blake, in Florida. And our sister, Dana, actually answers the phone. So if you have a call with any questions, it's definitely all about, the family and, doing this as a family unit.
Thanks, Chelsa, for sharing this with us. I can bet that many people haven't even heard about this. So this is a great conversation just to introduce people to this funny looking contraption in the back with pretty colors.
It's not moving. Well, if you start moving, you'd be like, what is going on? Because the screens just look like crazy, like fast speed. Mm-hmm. But it works. I'm here to tell you, I've had the machines for 3 years and I've never felt better. So really
fantastic. Well, Florida folks, if you're near Boca, go check it out and let me know how it is, because I'm like, oh, I want to go sit in the pretty color room and zen out for an hour. I have to find something. Maybe they got something in Maryland for me.
No.
Thanks so much, Chelsa. We appreciate you. Thanks for being a Holistic Chamber of Commerce member. And thanks for those that tuned in.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.
Bye.
Thanks, Laura.
Mm-hmm.